Farming Simulator 25 is of course a game in which you manage your own farm, starting out with some basic equipment and fields. You work to build up your farming operation. What's nice is that you have total freedom in how you want to approach things. You can focus on crops, animals, forestry, or do a bit of everything. They want to make the game accessible for new and inexperienced players as well. So don't worry, you don't need to have real life experience when playing this. There are 3 difficulty options, and along with that, a ton of customization options. So if a feature like crop destruction or field stones sounds a bit too realistic or overwhelming, feel free to turn it off. The game has 3 maps to start on. These are either the Riverbend Springs, the Hutan Pantai that's located in East Asia, and Tsilonka that is inspired by countries like Poland and the Czech Republic. Depending on the difficulty you choose, you will either start with some equipment and land already, start with no land, or on the hardest difficulty, you are in debt with the bank. The basic gameplay loop with crops works like this. You prepare your field by plowing or cultivating it, then seed whatever crop you want to grow. And while growing, you might need to fertilize it. When harvest time comes, you bring out your harvester, collect the crop and sell it at various selling points. Each crop has different pricing and growth times. There are 25 crops in total this time. The new GPS system makes all this field work easier. For animal farming, you've got quite a few options, including cows, sheep, pigs, chickens, bees, dogs and more. You can sell the products like milk, wool and eggs for some extra profit. It is generally recommended to have at least some animals, because they make your farm more lively, diversify your farming experience, and give you something to do during winter. You can buy forestry equipment to cut down trees, process them into logs, and sell the timber. Production chains are a big part of this game too. Instead of just selling the raw products, you process them into more valuable and refined products. For all this, you have access to around 400 authentic vehicles and tools from major brands, which is completely massive. It is worth mentioning that this game features AI workers, and this time they are supposed to be much more refined and helpful than in the previous game. The game allows you to have your own house or barn as well, once you have provided the resources of course. They have added NPCs this time to help new players learn the ropes. There's Grandpa Walter, who gives you context about your farm's history, Ben, who teaches farming basics, Katie, who knows about livestock, and a few others. The weather system plays, depending on your difficulty, a big role. This includes some more extreme events like hail and twisters. The game has a ModHub that lets you download community-created content like new maps, vehicles and equipment. To give you an example of this game's approach to realism, the game gives a physical response from the terrain. Every ground type has a different level of firmness and viscosity. Driving in rain, for instance, will be more difficult, and your tire configuration has a bigger effect now as well. Farming Simulator can be a very relaxing game, especially since you have control over most of the game's aspects, whether it's how quickly or slowly crops grow, turning on and off weather and seasons, and scaling the economy to be more relaxed, or more realistic and punishing. Still, there is a lot of depth to the game, and it has a real potential to become addictive, so keep that in mind. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.